Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of two games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Texans going up against the Jaguars. With that, we head upstate to Jacksonville and a rainy Everbank Field, where we say hello to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Larry, with a sight of fans splashing in pools behind the end zone, we can only be in one place. That's Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now Jameis on second down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a look here at their go-to guy under center. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Toss. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Jags grab it. And they'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And maybe that's the perils of being a rookie running back in the NFL. I mean, look, it's not easy to hold on to the ball at any level with these talented guys. But in this league, you can learn a lesson early. Without a doubt, and what a tough reminder for any running back, especially a rookie. The things you got away with in college probably won't work so well in the NFL. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward. But they kick it here, and it's good. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 6 there on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And hang on here. Palmer's shaken up. Their captain still down on the ground. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Back to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down.
Let's go!
On play action, they'll throw. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Second down following the run. They go play action. Winston. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Play action now. Winston. Losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And it's taken in at the 9. It's a 69-yard punt. 69 yards. Wow. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
All right, here we go. Back down in Philly. Here we go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. They're going to look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. But he's going to be wrapped up and driven down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Here we go now. No, check. Patriot.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Second down, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through the under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Fielded at the 43. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
And a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. In just 2 minutes' time, don't forget we'll get you to Orlando for our halftime report. To bring it to you, who else but Larry Ridley?
Now that man knows his football. Go get him, Larry.
Down right around the 25. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out which.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they give this time to the tailback. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. And some space here. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Ready.
First down, Winston. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
And his kick is right through. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Here's Winston. Throwing deep here for Coleman. And this one is incomplete. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you a couple hours south to Orlando, let's check in with Larry Ridley. And before we could even hear from Larry, we're back and ready to go in Week 5. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Now they'll run it on the toss. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Green, 39. No. Check. Patriot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he fires one incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. And he motions the wide receiver.
No. Check. Patriot.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking deep downfield. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. See if they stay on the ground for second down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And now here's a carry heading left. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So possession goes over here on the punt. The Jaguars getting set to go. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 3rd and long for Winston. Keeps himself upright. And now running right through it. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
And he'll give it here to his running back. A pretty nice gain there on the run. Gets it to the 35 after showcasing the agile move. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys.
Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The drive begins with Mason. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Ready.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On third down, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to have a third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. They'll look to throw here. He'll rifle this one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play on third down for the Texans, and even 40 yards. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far, and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a fourth-quarter advantage. Looking to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
He'll look to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Watching that party.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Now back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Coleman has it here right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Clock running here under 90 seconds to go. Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Charles. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play for the Jaguars. And even 40 yards. Now Winston. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Here's Winston. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. And that is incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, maybe said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is indeed good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
No. Try now. Look at 56.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Flex round. Ohio. Here we go. Ryan 38.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And the lead is up to 14. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now a desperation throw, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 44, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Second down following the run. And he loses the football a second time. And a timeout comes in. The whistle's blown with 3 seconds remaining. The Texans on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Texans, they moved back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.